Yeah, to read that on the page, that was really, that was tough.
This is my fault.
Truly for me, John Dutton dying is one thing. Our characters have been together since the beginning of this show. We have worked together for 7 years. Reading on the page that Colby died, I cried. And I texted my wife. It was an incredibly painful sequence to read on the page.
I felt like after the initial death of John that I didn't think that there would be more. It really came out of nowhere for me.
We're kind of so close to the finish line. I think for me, that was hard because I was like, I really wanted to be able to be there with all the people that I've been with for 7 years, you know, and kind of see that to its fruition. Once you get past that, then it's like you hope that it's serving the story. But you know, everything good ends. You know, I think that was the thing I keep saying to myself.
This is like a season of mourning in some ways for the ranch, for JD, and for our characters, I think most keenly for Colby.
Have you guys ever been killed off of a show before?
Hundreds of times.
Yes. If you don't know it's coming,
yeah,
you took it very personal. When it comes out of the blue, it's, you know, it's not nice.
And I think that this show, because it is such a phenomenon, right? Like you appreciate the fact of being able to be on this ride. And I think that ultimately seeing it and story-wise that it does resonate.
Yeah, also just to die saving Carter's life.
Yeah, I
to
died so you could live.
In an act of heroism. I've been killed so many times where it's like, oh, I just got a text message. That character's dead, huh?
Colby made a choice. He saw you in trouble. And he chose to help you.
The scene shot in Texas where I get the phone call from Rip, and you know, you have to imagine the words that he's saying, and you have to internalize losing your best and only friend, and someone who is the partner to another character's entire life in Teeter, and I have the burden of dealing with that loss, and I didn't even get to say goodbye. To have to place that burden on someone else as my responsibility, that was a really emotional day for Jen and I. You know, that long shot where we're on horseback together and you have to imagine what I say to her.
What that dialogue is, yeah.
What that is. And we said things and we had it, but it was a very powerful day. And knowing that I'll never see you again, I mean, that's just soul crushing.
Is the bedroom upstairs?
Well, wait, to search this house, you're gonna have to have a warrant.
We don't need a warrant. You already gave us permission to enter the house.
I did not give you permission to search it.
Jamie has lost everything. He lost his father, he lost his nascent partner. Last few episodes, he lost Garrett, his other father.
Lost Colby.
He lost Colby, most importantly.
His dear close personal friend.
His close personal friend, Colby.
No, Jamie, you gotta pay your dues, bro.
Jamie has lost so much that by the time the police come to question him about this, he cracks like that.
You're treating me like I'm a suspect.
For so long, we've seen him as this very cool operator. He's like Mr. Poker Face for the entire show. He's such a power player.
And he's a murderer himself.
Yeah.
The anxiety of thinking they're on their way, I'm going to get caught, has got to be so crushing. Maybe there's some relief even when they finally arrive. At least you can, it's like the event has happened. I mean, how could you be that cool?
Do you mind if we collect her things?
Why would her clothing be relevant to her attack?
I mean, it feels like the hard truth is that the Yellowstone Ranch rests on a bed of lies and deception and acting outside the law.
You're shocked we found a way to circumvent the consequences of defending ourselves. I'm shocked we need a way, but we do.
We've seen this from the very beginning. They've had their own kind of justice, but that has led to a bunch of crimes. And Jamie knows where those skeletons are.
Okay, I'm gonna repeat that Jamie knows about it.
Like Jamie, more than anybody, he's covered up crimes for the ranch. He knows all of their secrets. So if he goes down for this, he could bring the entire thing down with him. But that would be tarnishing the legacy, not only his own legacy, his father's. It's an interesting moral question for Jamie.
What's the value in all of it?
Yeah, what do you get for it?
He doesn't hate his brother. You know, so it's like, I think in doing all of this, you could be taking a father away from his wife, a father away from his son, and I don't see what the value really would be for him, you know?
I still think he's also fundamentally believes he's doing the right moral thing, and so that would just be like snitching on
Not
the family.
even on the table.
For what purpose would that serve?
Yeah.
So I don't think he would do that.
There is what's just, and there's the law. They are not the same thing. And I am the reason no one is sitting in prison learning that hard lesson right now.
I think that all the kids were trying to do what's best for the family.
Yeah.
And they all just had very unique
What that looks like.
ways of doing it.
All right, I'll go upstairs and I'll get it for you.
I think we're past that. We'll come back with a warrant.
Well, you give me the week off?
That's the good news. Bad news is why. John Dutton passed away.
Your character has been fundamentally shaped by the presence of John Dutton, your savior, your hero, literally brought you from death, essentially.
One more felony and they throw away the keys.
And gave you life. And you've been connected to him for all of these seasons. When you read about this and you knew that your character had to process John's passing, how did you internalize that? What was that like? And how was it hearing it sort of secondhand from, not one of us or Rip?
I don't have the heart.
All right, don't worry about it.
But Travis, and he says it kind of in a matter-of-fact way.
John Dutton has been such a formative, in some ways, father figure to him. He's sort of taken him under his wing. He's given him more chances when nobody else would.
I made a promise to your grandfather, and unlike you, I keep my word.
But also John Dutton, picked Jimmy up and put him on his feet such that he's more able to even receive bad news like this, right? Like in season 2, I think we see Jimmy find out that his grandfather has passed and he goes berserk. He can't handle it. He melts down. Like he loses his capacity for rationality and Rip has to come along and sort of scoop him back up.
They killed him. They killed him this much more. Who did? Hey, talk to me.
And in this moment, we're seeing a Jimmy who's grown up a little more because of the skills that John Dutton enabled him to develop, because of the influence of these mentors in his life.
He was the only one that
Hearing that from Travis, it feels like another one of the undertones is, hey, he's gone and you're gonna be okay. That feels like the meta layer to me because working on this show has changed my life in so many ways. In some ways, hearing that John Dutton is passing also means it's time to move forward into the future.
he was a cowboy. So he wouldn't have wanted work just because of him.
Just kind of the cowboy way of life where it's like things have happened, you can't do anything to change it no matter how much you want to dwell on it, where you just kind of have to deal with it and keep pushing forward.
In our business, we say, the show must go on. To go on is at the heart of what cowboys are all about.
Best thing you can do, Jim, is just outrun it.
They grow up so fast. You gotta cherish the moments when they're young.
Let's have a look and a think back about where we started. When I got the call that this show was gonna go forward for me, the first person I called, like always, is my mother. And she just sort of, almost starts crying. That was a very seminal moment over 7 years ago.
You want in? It's all the way in.
I know.
To screen test for Yellowstone, I flew from Budapest to Salt Lake City, Utah to meet with Taylor, and I read Jimmy's scenes from the pilot with Taylor. It was the first time I met Taylor.
What's your name?
Jim.
Jim? All right, Jimmy, come over here, let me explain the rules.
And he told me in the room, hey man, you got it, we're gonna work it out. So we'll be in touch.
You know where the ranch is? You start Monday.
I think the first person I did was I called my mom, I think, as well. And then had a good night with my friends in Santa Monica.
Fuck yeah.
I also remember when we did our first and only table read, and we're all talking in the kitchen, and then this, what felt like a gargantuan figure walks in, and it's Kevin. As we're leaving, he stands up and he was like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm scared as hell, so let's all do this together.
The first time I met any of the cast of Yellowstone was that very first cowboy camp. I got on a plane from New York, landed in Salt Lake City, stayed in a weird little hotel, and then the next morning I was in a van taking me to a horse. But I met Cole first, at the base of the mountain when I was put on a horse, literally for the first time in my life.
You know how to ride a horse? Figures, come here. Give me your shit.
When did we meet for the first time?
I think it was on set. I missed the very first cowboy camp.
You did, yeah.
I just couldn't, scheduling wise, I couldn't make it.
You also could have been teaching the very first cowboy camp, bro.
I did get a little bit of a pass. Made up for it later. I feel like you were the first person I met in the airport.
The fact that you guys met each other first of everyone in the cast feels really appropriate. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's talk about season 1 and how we kick things off.
My first line probably was something about buffalo.
Now, what the hell are we supposed to do with buffalo?
I think mine was probably yeah.
20 on the horse.
I got 40 on the ball.
I'd expect some resistance.
My first line, Rip knocks on Jimmy's trailer door. Jimmy opens it, doesn't say anything. He's high and he's kind of in a daze. And then Rip tases me. So I think my first line was,
You Jimmy? I'll take that as a yes.